And welcome back again, everyone. Today we're reviewing the 10th anniversary from Tatuaje. This is the 5 3/8 by 52. And I'm going to attempt to say the name of this cigar. We're going to go with Chasseur. Chasseur, is that how you say it? It's 5 3/8 by 52. Now, if you notice, all their cigars, they're triple capped. And the density that I usually show you, well, there's an unfinished foot right there. See the tobacco folded over. Now this cigar does feel nice in the hand, feels dense. This is basically a tweaking of the blend of the brown label. Now, of course, this is Ecuadorian Habano wrapper and Nicaraguan binder and filler. So let's get right to it. The Tatuaje 10th anniversary. Assuming I'm saying the name of this cigar right, Chasseur, and that's a big assumption, it actually means good hunter. So, let's get to the cigar. Enough about the name. That's a pretty good job of cutting there. You can hardly tell where I took off the very small amount of the cap. And a very good draw. Now this could make a little bit of a mess. So I'm going to hold it up here so we can see what happens. Alright, that's that loose tobacco there. Fold it over. There are some sweet notes, but the overwhelming first flavor you're going to notice is leather. It really tastes a little like following the leather. There's a sort of a citrus type sweet cedar mix. And then there's some sort of a little interjection of cream. But the order of flavors would be leather, sweet cedar citrus combination, and then cream. The pepper is around a 7.5, somewhere upwards, just below an 8, and this black pepper is what I would call it. I'm going to stop there. I'm gonna before I even get to the finish, I'm going to let it settle down just a little bit. But the cigar is nice. It's actually about what I would expect from Tatuaje at this point. So let's see where we go from here. Well, about 3/4 of an inch in, plus or minus, and the flavors up front now have sort of morphed over to what is in line a lot of times with Nicaraguan type cigars, more of a nutmeg and a little cedar. You really notice the nutmeg first, and then the cedar comes behind it with a little sweetness to it. You can't miss the leather. It's right in your face, and that's the way Tatuaje cigars are, but there's a lot of leather notes there. A little earthiness. The finish is more of a buttery cream. I mean, there's definitely cream and there's buttery notes to it. Doesn't mean it's rich, it just means the flavor of a buttery cream. Nice lingering pepper. Look at the ash, very light in color, burning extremely evenly as I rotate it. You can see it's right in line. But interesting point. So body of the cigar, medium to full, and I think that's mainly from all the leather. It just gives that fuller flavor, fuller feel. So that's where we are. Let's see where we go from here. Well, I guess I'm about close to 2 inches in, but that's very impressive. Look at the burn and look at the ash. It is so dense, so tight, right in line. It's really nice when that happens. The nutmeg has a little richness to it, a buttery richness. Definite buttery notes. The cedar is there to help it with some sweetness. There's not a lot of sweetness in the nutmeg, but there's richness in the nutmeg. That makes sense? The leather is toned down somewhat, and you get more evenness of the flavors at this point. So I thought that was worth coming back to share with you, and that's about it for now. Nice ash. I've only got a couple inches remaining, and the front end flavors have changed somewhat. The nutmeg has really tailed off. The leather notes have really jumped forward. There's a touch of sweetness and a little spot of cedar, but the leather has really gotten very prominent. There are also some charred oak notes on the front end that you get a little sampling of charred oak. The finish is about the same, but there's some earthiness mixed in with that buttery sort of cream. So cigar is very close to full bodied now. Probably you could go ahead and call it full bodied, but that's where we are with just a little, maybe 2 inches remaining. Well, we are down to the end. So let's wrap it up. Flavor notes are very consistent with the last segment. Cedar notes had a little more sweetness to them, and the oak notes are very obvious. The leather is quite prominent, and the nutmeg went away entirely. Everything else is about the same. The pepper, the finish, the strength, all unchanged, and the cigar burned very evenly. These are on shelves just about anywhere, and around $10 a stick. The cigar took about 1 hour and 10 minutes to smoke, and typical Tatuaje flavors. For me, it rated out as a 91. So there you have it, the Tatuaje 10th Anniversary Bon Chasseur.